Rotarians, our program today is about the Rotary Leadership Institute. It's a subject that's near and dear to me, as I am fortunate enough to be a Rotary Leadership Institute graduate. I was able to attend all three parts and one of the graduate sessions. It took me from Orange Park down to the villages, over to Gainesville, and then I finished up in St. Augustine. So I got to see a lot of Northeast and North Central Florida. It really was a great experience. There is a lot more to Rotary than just our club. And if you do enjoy our club and our club's interactions, I would encourage you to look at doing things in Rotary outside of our club. And as you know, Rotary opens opportunities, and the Rotary Leadership Institute is one of these opportunities to do things in Rotary outside of our club. And if you can give up half of a day on a Saturday and avoid some yard work and avoid your honey-do lists and go do some Rotary Leadership Institute stuff, I think you'll find it very worthwhile. I know I did, and I went later in my Rotary journey, but Rotary Leadership Institute is really designed for new Rotarians and seasoned Rotarians all alike. Fortunately for us, our speaker today is an expert in all things Rotary Leadership Institute related, and also an expert in many other Rotary endeavors. He is currently a member of the Rotary Club of Amelia Island Sunrise, which is a great group. If you've never been up there, I would encourage you to get up early and make that drive. We had a great time when they hosted our oratory regional competition up there earlier this year, actually. Mm-hmm. Our speaker has a passion for many things that fall in line with Rotary's ideals, such as eliminating hunger and education and youth experiences. He's a member of the Paul Harris Society, which means he supports the Rotary Foundation on an annual basis at a fairly high level. He's also District 6970 Rotary Leadership Institute Director, and that's what brings him to us today. He's a University of Florida graduate with background in retailing and advertising, restaurant and hospitality marketing, customer service. Rotary is a member institution, and customer service is an important thing even for us in Rotary, as our members are our customers. Please join me in giving a warm virtual Rotary Club of South Jacksonville welcome to our speaker today, Mickey Ulmer.
Hey, Dane. Okay, Patty, do I need to go share this?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you all for welcoming me. We're, I'm hoping that's the right one. We're playing with a little technology here, I think. There we go. Rotary Leadership Institute was started by Rotarians who saw a need. The need was quite simple in that their leadership in Rotary is more than just having your friends say, boy, he's a great leader. An effective Rotary leader has more to give, should have more to give to the Rotary, and should have more to involve his club. So the Rotary Leadership Institute was formed by Rotarians who said, let's get out there and make sure that our future leaders are prepared in all parts Rotary to lead us. It's just that simple. Patty, I'm having trouble with let me see if I can do this. Bear with me a moment, folks. I'm sorry. I think I've got the wrong screen up. Well, there we go. Okay. So the philosophy is very simple. Like I said, leadership skills are more than just what we're looking for, that we need Rotary knowledge and perspective about Rotary and where it's been, where it's going, and what can be in Rotary. Now that sounds like a lot, but it really comes down to a very simple philosophy of we want to have Rotarians train other Rotarians in all parts Rotary. And that's the secret to it. It's not just coming together and sitting there at a lecture. It's to get more in the deep dive of Rotary. As some of your members, some of my fellow Rotary discussion leaders will attest, Mike and Barry, who I see are on with us today, you know that there's more to it. Every time we go to RLI, we all learn something new. And what we want to talk about today is, I've got some answers for how do we deal with some things, but let's leave that for a moment and talk about who should go to RLI. Well, first, obviously, anybody who's looking to be a leader that we think might be a leader for the future in Rotary should be attending. But there's a second group that I like to talk about, and it's our newer members. People who have recently joined Rotary are very interested in knowing more about this great club that they've joined, but they don't know how to find out all the opportunities. RLI provides that. RLI is also well attuned, as was mentioned earlier, Badine, it's well attuned to help our senior members, meaning people who've been years in Rotary, regardless of how many gray hairs they have, senior members who want to learn more about what they can do now in life, how they can get involved, how they can reinvigorate their passions. And Rotary always has a place for passions, and there's a great need for more people with passion to speak up in Rotary. Now you're going to say, oh yeah, great, I've heard about RLI. You're just going to take me in and stuff my head full of information. Not the case. We're not out there for information overload. What we're out there for is for you to come join us in interactive learning and discussion groups. That's the format of RLI. It only works well if Rotarians come and join us and are open to discussing what goes on in their clubs and addressing specific topics and how their club helps handle those topics and how they have helped their club learn more about those topics. It's all about small groups of 15, maybe 18 people in a class, and discussion leaders who help you work through individual topics. And let's not forget, like everything else Rotary, it's all about the networking. You meet with people from around our district when you come to a in-person RLI. You get to meet people and make lifelong friendships. And let's not forget the fun. One of our past district governors says all the time, if we're not having fun, why are we here? It's all about the fun. It's a fun activity of learning. How about that? Now I have a new one for you. When we started talking about the effects of COVID on our RLI programs, we learned fairly quickly that we could not meet in person. There is no RLI until after the 1st of January. There is no RLI in person. Well, so Sunshine Division took that as a challenge. Sunshine Division is all of the districts in Florida, Georgia, and the Caribbean. And the directors of that group said, we can't just sit here. We are now online. When you saw earlier when they were showing the DAX-DB, you saw the calendar. I hope you also saw a lot of RLI moments. So how does this work? It's the same great program. It's the same great information, and you can join in sessions right now, in fact, tomorrow, with other Rotarians from Florida, from Georgia, and the Caribbean. When we were live in person, a lot of times you were meeting from people from the neighboring club or from the neighboring town. And now you can meet with people from Florida and Georgia. And in fact, if you speak Spanish, you could go to a Caribbean-based RLI. In the comfort of your own home or office, you don't have to get all dressed up and you don't have to drive for an hour in the morning. It is the same live presentations, as has always been the case. Outstanding discussion leaders who are well experienced in leading RLI sessions are presenting these sessions now. There is always then the interactive side of it. So when you go to RLI, you will be in a class in a Zoom class, as this is now, in a Zoom class of 12 to 15 people, and you will never mute yourself. We don't allow that. Same comment, it's the same content I said before. And each part, Dean mentioned before, there's 3 parts to RLI. And each part is broken down into 5 or 6 sessions. And when you sign up to go online, you're going to sign up for 1 session at a time. They're 1 to 2 hours long, and they are scheduled on a variety of days and times to make it easier for you to attend. In the past, one of the complaints about RLI was always that, oh, I can't get there. I've got so many other things to do on Saturday morning. Not the case now. When you go into the DAX-DB district calendar, you will see that the sessions are scheduled at midday, mid-afternoon, and early evening on days like tomorrow, Wednesday, and on the weekend as well. You can register and pay your sessions online when you sign up. It's only $15 a session. It's well worth it because all your materials are provided and you get the same great experience at some distance. That's really where we are now. What I'd like to do is remind you how easy it is, as you saw earlier, how easy it is to go and register for RLI. Go to DAX-DB, log on to your account, or create a new one if you need one. Log on to your account and hit the district tab, go to the calendar, sign up for RLI. It'll take you 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes well spent. So President Tom, I will be more than happy to entertain any questions anybody has.
Thanks, Mickey. Anybody have any questions for Mickey?
President Tom, of course, I have questions for Mickey.
Good, Lisa Marie, go.
Hey, Mickey, I'm really excited that y'all had decided to move forward and present this material online. I know I've only attended one. Oh, excuse me. I shouldn't be eating, talking, and zooming all at the same time.
It's okay.
Anyway.
Did you have your temperature taken today, Lisa Marie?
I did. Thank you for asking.
Okay, good.
That was my salad going down my throat. Have you had any discussions post-COVID when we do go back to in-person meetings about continuing that modular format? Because I love that flexibility, because I know getting to RLI, the first one, was really difficult, to your point, devoting an entire Saturday, and it was tremendously beneficial, and I'm so glad I did it. But having that in small chunks would be awesome to be able to do.
The answer is quite simple. Yes. There are people who will tell you that for a number of years, there was a great discussion about should we go online. I guess one of the little silver linings to COVID was it forced us to answer that question. I do not think that we will be only online once things are cleared back up. I think we will be doing both. But clearly the response has been there, and the need is there. And so we will always be having sessions. The most important thing I would tell you is that you want to, since you can pick your sessions and when you do them and like that, the timing of them, and you don't even have to do them in order. There are, the 5 parts. You could do part 4, then you could do part 2, then part 1. I mean, session 2, 4, and 1. And what you want to do is make sure that you complete them all online. That would be the only situation right now that we know of is that if you start online in part 1, you want to finish part 1 in line. By the way, Lisa, all of part 1 is online now, and part 2 is going online as we speak. The first 3 are already available.
Yeah, I would still encourage folks, even if you take sections online, if you get the opportunity to do the live event, because you get so much more, as we all know, from that live interaction. You get to meet other fellow Rotarians outside your club, and you learn by just socializing and networking, like your first slide. You learn more about Rotary and the people of Rotary through that. So I'm glad to hear that you're going to be embracing both. Thank you.
Sure.
And I would join in on that. That's very true. I think it's one of the best parts about it. So, Dean, did you want to read your question out loud for everyone?
Yeah, I was just being a little funny. Now that we've gone online, the risk of having to make eye contact with the district governor nominee-elect or the district governor himself or herself, that risk is reduced. So, but in person, if you get to meet these folks, and it's often that they'll ask you to explain what you like to do in Rotary, and they'll find a job for you at the district level where you can work your passion, so to speak. So that's one of the good aspects of going in person.
It's one of the best parts about it. I think you're right. Yeah, no, definitely.
So, but on a serious note, Mickey, you might want to talk a little bit about becoming a discussion leader and what that entails.
Thank you, Dean. I appreciate that. For Rotarians who have completed the 3 parts of Rotary Leadership Institute, if you've completed the 3 parts, you can go on and take the special courses that are designed to train people to be discussion leaders. And once completing those, then we invite you into the august group that includes, as I mentioned before, Rotarians Barry and Mike, who I think are still listening. I hope they're Barry, or you're not just checking it out to see that I'm telling them something you're not doing. But you get to join with that group and help tell the RLI Rotary story. It's a great, fun activity. If there are people in Rotary who have found that they like talking about Rotary, but they don't want to be necessarily the district governor. That's okay. There's a place for you. And being a discussion leader takes a little time commitment, but speaking for myself, and I don't know, I'd ask Barry and Mike to say, it's been one of the most pleasant ways and most rewarding ways to find out that we're helping continue the work of Rotary.
I'll toss in something on that, Mickey. When I went through the facilitator training, the stress is to help adults learn. And that doesn't mean treat them like 3rd graders and assume that they are sponges waiting to soak up the incredible knowledge that you have to bestow upon them. That's not the way adults learn. Adults learn by engaging, by talking, by coming up with their own ideas, bouncing those off of other people. And it's really getting at what Rotary does so well, which is get people to talk, get people to interact, get people to build community by interaction. And the facilitator's job, I learned the hard way, because when I was given my test, they gave me one area that I really, really knew. And immediately one of the people, when I was being observed to see if I could become a facilitator, said, "So Mike, what do you do when," and then it was a membership question. Oh, and it was my hot button. And I was so excited to just pontificate on this. And I said, well, what you do is ask Barry, or how about, and you had to deflect it over to somebody else to have them talk, because me talking wasn't going to help people. Having other people talk and interact was the key thing. So I will offer that as a unique thing. It is an excellent discipline in today's environment.
Because, I've had Barry as a facilitator, and, it's just so tough to get him to talk, Mike, right? That was like such a perfect example.
I am shy and reticent.
I know, my God.
This helped bring me out of my shell.
Yeah, right. Well, so I don't want anyone to not attend RLI because Barry is a facilitator.
Hey, you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
I promise you.
It really is a good experience. It's a great experience. I highly encourage everyone to get involved. It sounds like something that you're thinking, why would I do that? But once you go, then you'll see why, and you won't regret it. You'll be back. You'll be back.